In this video, I'm going to go over electronic homework 1.1 and 1.2, number 32. This is for Math 141. So you might have a similar problem to this, but this is a piecewise function. Could look a little different depending on which regeneration you're on for your specific problem. But how this works is we're given pieces of the graph that are put together. So we have different functions depending on the domain. Altogether they make one function connected, but we have to lay it out according to the domain that is given. So we're going to first look at -6 right here, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to -3. So that is this chunk right here. So there's a couple of different ways you could do this. You could use transformations and stuff to figure it out. I think that's what the key, how they do it there. But we actually haven't covered that yet. So we're just going to do it kind of the old-fashioned way and figuring out what this line segment is. So first of all, I can figure out what the slope is. And so I can take like the corner here, go down 1/2. So I know that my slope for this piece here is going to be -1/2. So that's my m. Now I have to figure out my y-intercept b. Okay, so I don't have that on the graph, but if I were to extend the graph, you can actually kind of take a little, ruler or something and do that. But we're going to look at it using the slope. So, or you could plug it into the formula and figure that out. Take 1 point and the slope and find b. But I think we can tell pretty easily here. So if we go down 1/2, we hit at that point. If we go down 1/2, we're going to hit right there. So if I actually sketch those in, down 1/2 and extend this line, I can tell that I go right through -2.5. So a lot of times we write that as a fraction, but I'm going to just put it as a mixed number. It should take it. So I actually did test this out, and it does take it. If you enter in -1/2 x minus 2.5 and check your answer, that you hit submit, that one will work. So sometimes we just kind of need to extend the line a little, like kind of an imaginary way. This segment here now from -3, so this is -3 up to, it doesn't include it, so we have an open circle up to including 1. So that's my domain right in here. And I have this line segment, and that is going to be just going right through y equals -2. So f of x equals -2 for that piece. And then we're going to have the third piece here at domain 1, not including 1. That's why it has an open circle up through 6 as far as we can see there. And it would, end right about there with a solid blue dot. And we can find 2 corners and figure out our slope here. So we can go up to over 1. So we can see that our slope, m, for this one is +2. So I'm going to have a 2x there. Then I have to figure out the y-intercept again. So I can kind of do the exact opposite, because it would be down to left 1 instead of, up to right 1, down to left 1 would be the exact same slope, right? Just to be sure, we would have negative 2 over negative 1 does in fact equal positive 2. So that's allowed. So if I go ahead and extend that and plot that point in, I have negative 5. So that's a pretty easy way to do that. If you couldn't see it so clearly, like on this fraction one, we can do it another way. We can actually, we can use the slope we found. That's easy to see on here. But we can also just pick a point. Like we could pick this negative 5, 0. That'd be my x and my y. I can pop into y equals mx plus b. It's kind of a little review from like the, algebra courses you've taken. And I would plug in everything I know. So I would have my y. I would put my slope, negative a half. I would put my x in there as negative 5. And I could figure out b from that. Okay, so once I calculate this out, this would be a positive 5 over 2. And then to solve, I'm going to subtract that from both sides. So I would have negative 5 halves equals b, or hence the negative 2.5. So that is how you can find the equations for the linear. This one's a constant function, this one's a linear. So we'll be working more with this as we go. This should be kind of familiar, but you may not have seen it like in this exact format. So try your best. If you need some more help, just let me know. Have a great day.